Hello everybody, nice to have you here. Today we will talk about auto testing. I hope you write in the test for every of your projects, for every module you develop with an Adobe Commerce system. And I definitely want to share my experience with doing it, and this video will be not quite standard, so I will not go through the standard auto testing within Adobe Commerce. I just want to share the edge case or the use case I had within last projects and how we solved it. So it will be more thoughts video and not very technical video, but maybe I will give you some tips which you can definitely use in the future. Before we will proceed, please don't forget to subscribe, share this video to stay tuned about the following updates. So let's move forward. I want to share our experience to run in the auto test for the systems, for Adobe Commerce system, which has the latest services installed. So the use case. I have Adobe Commerce system which used in a headless mode, means the front end only using the APIs of the system, which is the GraphQL API, and I've been asked to install the module on the system which we develop for other customers when the front end just want to profit from this module. And while installing the module, we had an auto test running on every pipeline, and I mentioned the tester failing. So just for you to understand the workflows we usually have in is we have a GitLab repository, we installing something there, the whole set of auto tests is running against this environment, which can be integration, API functional, GraphQL, UI tests, unit tests, static tests. And I mentioned that the GraphQL test failing, and they never failed before. And that was quite interesting, so I started to dig, and then I realized, okay, the project has a live search installed. When you have a live search installed, you're using the Adobe Data Services, which means the whole your product metadata is being indexed, and technically you don't have the Elasticsearch installed on your system, so you're not using the native Adobe Commerce search. It's using the live search engine instead of it, which means when the project is running within the pipeline, it don't have the GraphQL layer, so you don't have the access to the products. Means wherever the sample data you are using, so when you creating the products before the test execution, they will not be visible because system will try to find the live search engine, which is not available, and means the product, even if your fixture just created them now, they will not be available. And that was interesting. So I thought, okay, like a first wish was just disable those tests. Another one, like the developer and me, told me, hey, you need to fix this, so you need to find a way to run the test still. And after working some time on this one, I came up with a solution which we're using now on every project, which using the live search service, and just want to shortly share it with you. So you all know that when you run in the pipeline, you have to execute the command, and this command will run the native Adobe Commerce auto test. I will tell you, we're not running the full set of the native tests. We mostly running only our own tests, which we develop in. The reason is here just the performance. So to run the whole test suite, it's taken quite a lot of time. If we run only our test, it's much less for sure. And you can imagine, so if you're talking about scope of one project, it can be still valuable to run all the tests, but if we maintain in 20, 30 different projects, it can be quite resource consuming to run every test on every project, on every merge request. So, okay, we're reducing only to run our tests. That's already good. Then we need to find a way to get the fixtures out of the live search. So we build kind of metrics, let's say so, the steps which every pipeline now executing before running the GraphQL test. So first of all, you need to prepare the data fixtures. For that, every developer, so it's happening only once on the project beginning or project initialization. What are we doing now? We first of all installing the project locally, then we configuring the live search locally. So you configuring the all keys and all the stuff. Then you're generating the fixtures. So we're using the default Adobe Commerce fixture generator, generating the small package, even not with all data. We mostly focus here on the product data, because all other data you can create a test for. So that's not a problem. It's only the problem with the data which is not located within Adobe Commerce Magento database. You also can, additionally to the default fixture, generate any other fixtures you need locally. So the data, the product data, attributes, categories, which you need to sync to the live search. Then you're doing the full sync. So please don't forget to use one of the test environment. And one more quite important point is then reserve this environment for all other needs. So means tell all your team members, developers, don't use these environments, because they can break the data which are there quite easily. So in our case, we're using one of the test environments, we log it and we tell them, okay, that's environment only for running the auto tests. Then, after the syncing data to the data services, you're good to go with your pipelines. So the data are there, wait some time till everything is re-indexed. You can run it against the native GraphQL endpoints just to check the data is there. The next step you will have is to change your pipeline to work with them. And that's also done quite easily. Now when we run in the pipeline, we're just setting up the environment variables for private public keys, for environment, for the project that have to be used. So when the Adobe Commerce system been installed within the Docker, it has also all credentials to be able to connect to the live search. And at this point, your test will start to work if they rely to the same SKUs which are already indexed and saved into the data stream. And that's worked quite nice. And I guess first time we made it about 2 years ago. And since then, we still have a project which running on the same data fixture and the same data sets, and they're still working quite well, even between the Magento updates. Everything worked quite smoothly. So yeah, that's it. Let's have a look if I forget something, but I guess I just wrote down here the list of the topics just to not forget to share it with you. Yes, one note, you cannot run the native Adobe Commerce test here in this case, because this data, the fixtures that's usually been created, Adobe Commerce doing it in a way that it's creating the fixtures, running the test, and then removing the fixtures will not definitely work with the live shot, because your fixtures are persistent here. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, if it was interesting for you, then I will remind one more time, don't forget to subscribe, and looking forward to see you on the next videos. Bye bye.